Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I wanted to talk about my Mexican Butterworts, or Pinguicula'S. Now these guys, I do a video on them probably 4 times a year, and it seems to be about that time of year to do sort of a summer update on them. As you can tell, blooms are in full swing from all of these guys. They are definitely one of my lowest maintenance carnivorous plants. Pretty much plant of any kind, really. Yeah. So they're multiplying well, growing good. They're always throwing out flowers. They're constantly in bloom. Most of them are shades of purple. And you can see what little bits of fungus gnats and stuff I do have in the greenhouse. They do seem to get chomped up there by these guys. They keep all the smallest bugs sort of at bay. I never seem to have any problems with fungus gnats because they're always stuck to my butterworts. There's another one over there. But yeah, so for these guys, I basically this time of year keep them in their tray, and I'm just going to take one out of the tray here. I keep them in their tray. When the tray is dry, I refill it and just keep them nice and happy and moist. Most of the time, I just let them sort of just get dry. Right now, you can see the water line there. I have about half a centimeter or about a centimeter of water in the bottom, and that kind of fluctuates a little bit. They are pretty much outgrowing their pots. I'm just working on the side here as we talk. They grow from leaf pullings. They divide at the bottom, and yeah, I can't say I give them tons of light. Most of them stay pretty much green, although a few of them kind of get some pink hues to them. For the most part, they're kind of green. This is one of my favorites over here. This is my Pinguicula'S, and it's one that never goes dormant. It's sticky on the top and bottom of the leaves. And I was just going to kind of do some maintenance on this guy, clean him up a little bit. He's in a little bit bigger pot than the rest. I'll pull him out too. Might as well here. I wish I could put him in something bigger to give him a bit more of a spread, but that's him there. Every once in a while I just go with a pair of scissors and trim off some leaves. The leaves, they last a few months anyways, maybe a little bit more, and then they kind of fade away. So if you're not careful when you're doing this, you'll actually pull off leaves that are good. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because anytime you pull off a Pinguicula leaf, you can plant it in some soil and get a new Pinguicula anyways. So every once in a while, one of these guys will have a leaf that's pulled off, and so I just replant it in a pot. And I'm going to cut this guy in half too, make him look a little prettier. Clean them up there. They never get to the care they really deserve, but anytime a leaf gets pulled off, you can plant it in something like this. This is just a peaty, sandy soil. This was the giant Pinguicula here, Pinguicula'S. Leaf that came off, and it's pretty much dried up. It was hanging way out over the pot, and right at the base of it there, this plant and this plant were growing, because as soon as you put the tip of the Pinguicula leaf into the appropriate substrate at the appropriate climate and humidity, it just tends to produce more. So I managed to get 2 more giant butterworts out of the deal just from removing one leaf accidentally. And I thought after I remove these 2, I'm going to put the leaf back in again and see if it happens a 3rd time. And looking at it so far, I don't see anything, but it was just about a week ago I put this leaf back. Still got some green tissue there, so it might just come back. But Pinguicula leaf pullings are a pretty easy way to multiply your carnivorous plants. Any of these here leaves, you pull one off, you put it in the tray or in a pot of sand or soil, and it's actually going to grow new ones. I did a few leaf pullings with this guy here, and you can see the little ones that have come up. Those are all from just removing a leaf and tucking it basically in the same pot. I thought since this guy was so little, he would look cool with a few more in there. If I had the space, I could just these guys would multiply so much if I just kept taking pullings off them. But like I say, totally low maintenance plant. So they do grow well as house plants. They do grow well in indoor grow areas to keep the fungus gnats down. And yeah, so here this time of year, they're getting highs up around 30 Celsius and lows down around 13. They're very versatile that way. In the winter, they still get highs up around 20-25 Celsius and lows still about 13. Of course, the light isn't as strong in the wintertime, so they don't necessarily have as many flowers on them. But you know, for the most part, they do flower all year long as well. In the deepest, darkest parts of winter, some of them start to go a little bit dormant, and they look more like a succulent. These big dewy leaves, they get a little bit softer, or sorry, harder, and a little bit smaller. And instead of being able to catch fungus gnats like these guys here, they basically, they're non-carnivorous leaves. They don't have any of the stickiness to them that these ones have. And yeah, they just sort of go dormant, look like a succulent. I don't find in my conditions they stay dormant for very long, and they come back nicely. The only other thing I will add to this before I stop rambling is the peaty perlite mix. I usually add a little bit of crushed oyster shell, a little bit of dolomite. They like a slightly alkaline base, so that seems to help them and keep them happy. And yeah, they just keep going and flowering away. So I hope you like this summer update on my Pinguicula'S, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.